All right, welcome back again for another fitness update. This week, I'm going to try one video for all 4 sessions, so we'll see how we go. Wish me luck. Trying new things on the fly. It's spicy, but yeah. So we'll start off soon with the heavy and fast session for a Monday. But yeah, change is never bad. Well, doesn't always have to be bad. So we'll see if we can fit this in, and then start exploring what I originally created this channel for, which is my hobby, investigations, and journey. So, speak to you soon. Okay, heavy and fast. So, I got my coffee. I'm back, and I'm a bit exhausted, but you know what? It was a good session. Good session. It was the heavy and fast session for a Monday. So this one, yeah, it wasn't too bad. Typical heavy and fast. So we do some heavy weights interspersed with some fast aerobic sort of high intensity stuff, and I kind of like the mixing it up a bit, to be honest. But we'll jump on and go through some of the exercises as I normally do. So new change of how often I might post, but it's still a spicy old format, right? So, first of all, we'll zoom in. Here we go. Also, my fantastic professional setup with everything behind. You can see my dog. She's not to be mistaken for a pig, but you might do that in the background there. Actually, it looks really uncomfortable. Anyhow, heavy and fast. So we had 4 different groups. Each of those groups only had 2 exercises, but then those 2 exercises were backed onto by a high intensity or aerobic based one, which we'll go through in a moment. So, no time limits for this. It was just do the heavy weights and try to slow down it and do them a little bit heavier where you can, and then higher intensity and higher output for the other ones. So, group one was kettlebell rows. So, kettlebell rows, you just knee up on a bench, do it, pull it into the chest, like kind of actually is less to the chest and kind of more to the rib and towards the hip, I think, and then back down. Wasn't terrible. I think I'm getting stronger. I'm getting stronger and I can feel it, which is fantastic because that's what you want. And it's kind of the proof in the pudding for committing yourself and just getting these incremental bits. Some of the weights that you might have struggled on previously, you start to find that you can pump them out more frequently, which is what I want. Anyway, kettlebell rows, straight on the back of those once you get those out. So 8 rows on each side. You go straight to a jug carry. So the jug carry, if you've done a farmer's carry, actually, can we see this at all? Let's have a quick look. Can we share it? Hey, look at that straight away. Rare for me. This mic gets in the way though. I wish that I had a good mic one day. One day. Farmers carry. Don't judge. My English wasn't great, but there we go. So farmers carry. Is this one? Yeah, come on YouTube. So again, oh look at that CrossFit. It's just a straight CrossFit channel. Go figure. Big shout out to CrossFit. Thanks for letting me check this out. But essentially, it's that pretty standard, pretty stock standard. You just walking with them at your sides, but you do. Let's do a farmer carry jerry cans. Let's check this out. Yeah, there we go. Firefighters do it. Look at that. Kettlebells look like they're good too, but essentially, it's to simulate just everyday movements, right? Everyday movements, see how you go, and get stronger doing those. So functional based activities. When did my dog move? Why did she move? Whatever. The jerry can ones are good because they're deceptive. So you fill up a jerry can, it's 20 liters, and for a full one, so you're carrying 20 liters either side, and you start feeling like forearms start burning actually before shoulders and stuff do. But everything like shoulders, forearms, whatever you call the back of your forearms, probably still a forearm. Starts burning those pretty quickly. Once we did jug carry, went up to 10 box jumps. These ones, I pushed myself with for highest one. I think the highest one today was only, what was it? 45, 15, and then a 10 on top. So 70. I did 70 centimeters, I reckon they are. And that was getting, push myself. And then once you did the 10 box jumps, went straight back onto the jug carry again. And then you looped around for a second set. Now, there was the intent that if you wanted to make it spicier, you could go for 3 sets. I did not. Not today. I am weak and I'm weak-willed, so I will commit to doing the base exercise and just try and push myself for that. And moving on. So group 2 was a landmine one-arm presses. So again, you have a barbell attached to a base plate. You have some weighted plates on the side closest to you. You grab the round section and then you brace yourself. I don't know if you have to put a foot forward or not, but essentially you set yourself up so it's all just arm and shoulder that you're putting it into. You're not like twisting to try to push it. You just try to keep it solid and make sure there's less twist so it's focused in those areas. On the back of that, it was a sandbag carry. So same distance, it wasn't too far out of the gym to the road and back, but it was a sandbag carry, probably between 20 and 30 kilo sandbags from what I remember. Though, because there were a lot of us doing it, you had to mix it up. I preferred the heavier ones, to be honest. They just sit around my shoulders better, and it makes me feel like I'm working harder. Good thing about sandbags ones, less so with the jug carries, is that you can start getting up a bit of pace. So you can go into a slight jog as you're doing it, just to try to amp up the intensity. Back on the back of the sandbag carry, it was slam balls. So if you have not done a slam ball before, they suck, but they're good. They do work you pretty hard. So let's have a quick look. 6.1k views. Let's jump onto this one. Yep, ads. I'm not fancy enough to have an ad blocker or anything, but something.
Everyone, we take our balls seriously. Our rib slam balls have a double thick shell and a reinforced air valve for maximum durability that lasts thousands of slams.
And slam balls are
Go slam ball was one of 2 different, especially than the wall balls. Slam ball, just know that when you do slam it, it's not coming back to you. Like, it's designed basically like a giant bag of sand, thick rubber exterior with hold from a durability standpoint, all of those slams that you're going to be doing on the ground and be able to hold together. So far, it's done just that. It looks pretty much the same.
They're good though. They're good. They're very good exercise. I think it does a lot of body because, like, you're doing the squat, you're lifting with your arms, you're also having to brace your core, and as you're lifting up, it's like, I don't know, maybe it's like vertical jumps actually on those boxes. Like the vertical jumps obviously work out legs, but it's also chest movement, arm movement that you're getting into it just to try to like throw your body up. Still, good exercises. They destroy you if you amp up the intensity a bit though. So 10 slam balls and then back to a sandbag carry. That was the set. Moving on to group 3. This one was not too bad, to be honest. It was actually one of the easier ones for me, and I don't know why. Though saying that, the intensity stayed pretty high for the whole set of these ones. So the first exercise was deadlifts. 8 deadlifts. You did a heavyish one. I did second to the top today because of that little weird tweak that I had to my back last week. Just wanted to kind of monitor how I did it. I had that weird step in bar though as well, and I find that I can get technique a lot better than with that because you're focusing just on how you're prepared and set and lifting rather than having to worry about where your hands are and where the bar is going to be coming up in front of you. So deadlifts, then it was just a run to the street and back. I have had this ongoing old man injury. Actually, speaking of which, I need to stretch my calves, I reckon. But she's moved again. What is with her? Anyway, distracted myself. Anyway, the deadlift bars. So went through deadlifts, even if it's not the heaviest weight, if you're doing a consistent rhythm and like trying to pump them out, it tires you real quick. I might one day try what a deadlift clean and press sort of thing looks like you see in CrossFit stuff, and just see how many and at what weight I can pump out a good number. Anyway, 8 deadlifts, heavy weight, run to the street, where I'm sort of able to actually manage a bit of a jog now, it's an improvement. So we'll see how I continue to recover. Then it was 10 calories on the ski machine. So the ski machine I've showed you before, things that you hold on to, slam down and push out the back a bit like you're skiing, and 10 calories on that. Rotate again to the run to the street, back to deadlifts, and run to the street, 10 calories, run to the street. So as I said, this one stayed fairly high intensity for the whole session because the deadlifts, I was able to actually find a good technique and rhythm. So I was able to bang those out pretty quick, but there was no rest because it was a run to the street straight after that. Let's see. Last group was there we go. Dumbbell hill raised, rack squats. Don't know what the rack squat bit talks about. Oh, maybe I was doing it wrong. Yep. I think you're supposed to rack it up here like that and then go into a squat. Did that for the first one. The second one, I was starting to fatigue a bit, and I tried heavier weights. So I tried 30 kilos either side, and I was doing the squats with them, but it was, I wasn't feeling it. So did not rack them. My bad. I'll do it better next time. I will do better. After that, it was one of the most arduous exercises of the whole thing, to be honest. It was 4 laps of let's consider it a 4x4 square. I don't know what that is in like inches or feet or whatever, so do your own calcs. But it was a challenge. Like, you're holding a plate, a weight plate above your head, so arms straight where you can, kind of try to sit your shoulder blades down and back in, just try to maintain it. And then you're holding it up like that for 4 laps of this 3 or 4x4 square. Oh, your shoulders start burning. You're like, the back muscles start burning, and you just try and hold this up. And at some points, you just have to stop and just rest for a sec, bang it back up, just try to push it out. But 4 laps for each time you did this, and there were 4 sets of this. So it was pain. Started off with 20 kilos, did that for two of the sets of these, and then dropped to 15 kilos above the head for the remaining 2 sets. But so dumbbell rack squat heel raise. So it was on a triangle-y platform. Heels are lifted up a bit, and you did squats on that. Went into these 4 laps of the overhead carry, and then 10 calories on an air bike, which I've shown before as well. And then 4 laps again of the overhead carry. I'm not sure I saw anyone doing the spicy bit of an extra 2 sets. Oh no, an extra set of these. So that would have been an extra 2 laps on 2 sets of the overhead carry, and 1 of each of the air bike and dumbbell hill raised squats. So that would have been death. Anyway, that was it. So that was quite a challenge. It was good variety today, actually. It was entertaining, And as a finisher today, the intent was to just pick 2 of the exercises that you enjoyed most and bash those out, because everyone's thinking as they're going through it, geez, I love this exercise. I actually went back and did the box jumps because another chick in the gym, she likes to push herself, and I think she appreciates people pushing her sometimes because it's the mental game. So you have someone else cheering you on, getting you to go and like getting your PBs in there. Anyway, the box jump, went back, did another set of that. She went up another layer though and did like, what was it? I think it was like a 1 meter jump. So it was actually at her belly button navel sort of area. So you had to jump, pull up, like decent jump, plus pull up your legs and settle yourself on top without stacking. And she did it. Like, by damn, she did it. You could tell it was hard, but she pumped it out. So well done. Well done. Anyway, that was me. I probably didn't stretch as much or cool down as much after as I should have, but I'm not feeling too bad. And hopefully I'm ready for tomorrow's strength session because, like my back, I am concerned. I am focused on that a bit too much, but we'll get there. We'll get there. We'll be old man fit, old man ripped one day. That's the aim, but I'll see you all there. Alrighty, Strength Tuesday, done and dusted. I can't say I'm massively high energy today, but whatever, we'll bash through it. So, yeah, this was a good session. Good session. It was there were a few painful ones, but we'll dash through it and make sure we don't linger too long. So this was Tuesday Strength. We had 12 minutes on each group of exercises, so we had 3 groups in total, I think. Yep, 3 groups. And 8 to 10 reps each for the exercises. Try to make sure that we're focusing on strength and heavier weights for these ones. So, let's start. Group 1. What was this? Blue. Okay, so they color-coded this time. It was great. It was great. People weren't getting confused. They could follow the colors. Yay! Everyone was happy. So the first one was a dumbbell pullover. So you were laying on the bench, had the dumbbell with straight-ish arms slightly bent, and raise it up and then just lower it straight back down behind your head. I don't know how far, just at least parallel, and then back up. It was tough on the weight I was doing, so I started at like 20 or 25, pumped it up to like 30, and it was tough. It was pretty tough, but made it through. Next one, diamond push-ups. So diamond grip hands like so. Well, it's not a diamond, it's more of a triangle one. But anyway, flip that over, duplicate it, and you'd have a diamond, right? So diamond push-ups, they are quite difficult, especially because I'm just trying to do at the top bit, I'm just trying to push it a bit further as well, just try to get those extra muscles activating and stretching out, and bang through those. So next one was a kettlebell lunge curl press. So you throw yourself into a lunge, back up from the lunge, you curl the kettlebell, and then you press it up into the air. That was quite difficult for a choreography. Probably the wrong word. Whatever. Anyway, kind of difficult to get the hang of. In the end, did it. Not my favorite exercise, but yeah, whatever. Next one after that was a single-legged ball glute bridge. What was this? This one. All right. So one leg on a medicine ball sort of thing. This was a hard medicine ball, so it rolled around quite a bit. And the other leg hovering, and you went into a bridge. So where's my exercise model? Here we go. Commander Falcon. So typical laying down on the ground. A bridge is when you're going up like this, and you're on your shoulders and your feet. Single-legged, obviously. One leg doing that, and then you try to get up in the air, and then you lower it back down, back up, back down. And that is the single-legged ball glute bridge. But obviously doing the single leg that's on the ground, that goes on top of a ball instead. Group 2. So the group 2 was, it was all right. A couple of combination cable machine stuff. So the first one was a donkey kick. Strap your leg into one of the machines down low and basically hold the bar and kick behind you like you're a donkey. Yep. Upper body machine choice was after that, so I just went ahead and did a lat pull down or a chest lat pull down. I don't know, the one that you pull down to your chest rather than down behind you. Next one was a dumbbell crunch hold alt drop. Some of these exercises, seriously, they are a mouthful. Okay, anyway, dumbbell crunch hold alt drop. It oh, what's this? I somehow got information up on my screen. Nope. And I don't want it. I just want to see the picture. I don't even know how I did it. I'm boomering this. There we go. All right, managed to do it. Okay, dumbbell crunch hold. So you best go into a crunch. You hover your feet off the ground in that upwards crunch position. So your legs are bent. Demo again. Okay, so standard sit up, legs bent on the ground, going up into that position, and then your butt's on the ground. You hover your legs up, and while your legs are hovering up, you have 2 light dumbbells that you're holding above your head, and you do one to one side and then one to the other side in succession whilst hovering and holding that crunch. To be honest, the ab area wasn't too bad. It was lower back and lower back. I think that was mostly starting to fatigue for me on that, and may have been a few other areas, but the abs held up strong. Okay, so next one was a barbell pulse squat press. So this was holding the normal barbell wristband. My wrists are kind of sucky for this actually, but instead of holding it here with your elbows down, you try to push your elbows out and hold like that, just so you have this bit for the bar to rest on and stabilize on. And you went down into a squat, pulsed up like, a little bit from the squat and then back down and then banged right up to the end. So pulse squat, and then as you're coming up from that second squat after the pulse, anyway, you push all the way up and you press up above your head as well. So good exercise, pretty tough. As I said, could have gone heavier if not for my wrists being all weak and annoying. So I don't know how I can build wrist strength actually. Maybe I'll have to chat to my bouldering mate and see what their techniques are. Third group was a band upright row. So the exercise bands, the thick ones, say yay big, so maybe 2 thumbs worth, and I doubled them up so that you stand on it, feet hip width apart at your hips, and then you pull up to your chest right here and then back down. That was quite good actually. I liked that one, and you could definitely feel it activating and pulling all the muscles up along. Next one was a plate raise. Actually, that's a lie. It wasn't just a plate raise. So it says on here on the wall plate raise, but it was a lunge. You hold the lunge, and as you're holding the lunge, you're dipping a weighted plate down and then back up over your head and then back down the same side. And you did that on each side. Quite difficult. Balance was an issue for this one, and maybe picking too heavy a weight for it. But hopefully it comes up again because I want to improve and master that one. Next one was a single-legged pistol squat. So they had some vertical leap bench bag things that were set up, and basically you're supposed to lower yourself with the weight or not you're holding, and you're supposed to lower yourself on a single leg with the other one pointing out. So our lovely demo guide again. So consider it like this. You are hovering one leg like that, and you're supposed to squat down on this leg and then back up. So they had these benches behind you so you could squat down and then tap it with your butt and then push back up or be there to catch you so you didn't like flatline it on the ground. They're always very difficult, and I struggled through the last couple of those sets. The last one was a seated leg raise. Which one was this? Seated leg raise. Yes, I remember. So mats on the ground, traffic cone in the middle between your legs. I'd say up about mid-shin towards knee point, just to make sure that you couldn't cheat. And basically, you had the cone between these two legs, and you had to lift and raise one leg up and over, tap, and that's one. Up and over, tap, two. And you did that for 8 on either side. That gets pretty difficult. So you're leaning back a little bit, hands on the ground behind you to make sure that you are supporting your body. Because my lower back, again, I'm an old man. And my back fatigues pretty quick. So that was good. And what am I even trying to say there? All up, pretty good combo today. Not disappointed. It was a good variety. Pretty happy and looking forward to Thursday's session now. All right, I'm back. Quickly going over the Thursday strength session. It was a bit of a doozy, to be honest. I don't know what's going on, but I worked my ass off for that one. I don't know how to track calorie usage or what's good for calorie burning, but I almost burnt 600 calories for that session, so I'll quickly go over it now, but whoa. Anyhow, apart from looking a little bit, hazy here, I'll quickly duck over the details. So we had, what was it? Yep, 2 whiteboards worth, so 4 different groups of exercises in this one. We went for 8 to 10 reps because it was a heavy one, 3 sets of each, and just pushed it from there. So say group 1 went through each of the exercises 3 times, not in succession, but doozy. Okay, so group 1 was a sled push, so a weighted sled push. They had some very heavy sleds today, and I pushed them and then pushed them back. I don't even know what more to say. That the sled push really hammers you, especially if you try to go high momentum on that. But after some of the other exercises, just back to back, you felt it. The second exercise in that group was a weighted side raise. So basically a weighted plate, you hold against the side close to your knee. So you lift one leg up and bend the knee a bit, and then you raise it sideways. So demo, our lovely model here, put the weight around there. So bent knee a little bit, so it's up there, so a bit closer to the arm that's holding the weighted plate in the middle. It is a bit awkward. And then you're raising that leg out like that. Like a dog trying to pee on a bush. They do a better job of it than I do. Number 3 was a push-up leg raise. So it was just a standard push-up, but one of your legs was raised off the ground. Surprisingly, not terrible. I was expecting it to destroy me, but that one was actually the easiest of the group. Group 2 was chin-ups or inverted row. So if you can't do the chin-ups, you did the inverted row with some rings and pulled yourself up at an angle. I did the pull-ups. I'm getting there with pull-ups. Pull-ups are it's I don't know, it's this target that I would just want to achieve, like 10 strict pull-ups with ease and being able to go more if I wanted to. That's my goal, or at least one of them for exercising. I did okay on that. It used a thinner band this time, was able to pump some out. I'm trying to get the technique right. So I did see an Instagram video where technique-wise, when you're hanging from them, you kind of lift your chest out and then I think activate your core and straighten your legs, I believe. And when I remembered to do that, yeah, it helped. It helped it somewhat, but I wasn't able to remember whilst I'm dying there after all the other exercises combined. Number 2 number 2 exercise in that group 2, split kettlebell deadlift. So one leg up on a bench. Where's my mate? Here he is. So one rear leg up on a bench behind it, and you've got a kettlebell, and you just basically keep that leg there, dropping, and then straightening back up, dropping, straighten back up, and the kettlebell's in the hand with the knee lifted. It wasn't terrible, wasn't great, but yeah, it was all right. And the next one was uneven squat lunge. What was this one? Oh, that's right. So weighted medicine ball type thing on one shoulder. You lunge with the other leg, and then you do it on the other side and swip sides with the shoulder. So not bad that one. Group 3. This was glute bridges. So a barbell on the ground, padded little benchy thing behind you, and you're just bridging up. So those that don't know bridges, normally on the ground, and then your hands flat, and then you are like bent legs, and then bridging up like that. So there's a gap here between the ground. The ground's here. Feet are on the ground, shoulders on the ground. A weighted bench one, you're kind of sitting up with a bench behind you, and am I doing it right? Yeah. And then a barbell in front here, and then you're basically shifting with your shoulders and thrusting up there. I think that was the one. Maybe. Yeah, that was it. Okay, so the next one was a strict one-arm barbell press. So one-armed one. So just a weighted barbell in one hand. I guess all barbells are weighted, whatever. And then just straight up press and then back down. Ooh, feeling that though. Group 4 was a straight arm sit-up. So this was a bit of fun. Straight arm sit-up with one leg up. So you've got a weighted bar. You're holding that straight up above your head as you do a sit-up. But you've also got one leg raised. So it's one side of your abs kind of taking most of the brunt with that and trying to compensate. And then you switch legs later on. Not fun, but all up it wasn't terrible. And then pin loaded legs choice, and that was it. So pin loaded legs, I went on the leg press. I got up to like 95 kilos. I don't know what's good anymore, to be honest, especially with the pin loaded ones, but hey, I'll take it for now. I will hit that 100 mark eventually. And that was Thursday session. It seemed so simple, but I started maybe on group 3. Let's say, yeah, group 3. And from group 3 to 4, over to, no, that's wrong. I started on the chin-ups one. So group 2, then 3, then 4. And I finished on group 1. And group 1 was the sled push with the push-ups with the leg raise. And by the time I got there, that sled push just ruined me at the end. So as I said, high intensity work for me, even though it was a heavy session. And feeling it real bad. Anyway, back at you soon with the Tabata Friday session. Okay, Tabata. Oh, this session today destroyed me. I don't know if it was a combination of low energy going into it or just the intensity of the session overall, but even midway through, I was just feeling like I was radiating heat, sweat drenching and dripping off me. It was a solid session. So yeah, it probably helped as well that I had a dude that was fit in like the same groups as I was going through, trying to keep up and maintain intensity at his level as well. That definitely pushed me, but good workout. Good. I'm proud of myself for getting through it. And to be honest, I was able to test out my feet a little bit, my heels, just for like a short little high intensity shuttle run, and they held up okay. A little bit of soreness and aching after the fact, but nothing like it's been. So overall good. Anyway, this was what was it? Tabata. So it was like 40 seconds on, 20 seconds off, I feel like. Or it might have been a bit less, 30 seconds on, 20 seconds off. Either way, that 30 or 40 seconds felt like a lifetime for some of these. But hey, got through it. 9 exercises in total for this one, and it was 8 rounds of each of those exercises before we moved on. The 9 exercises were groups, so you had an exercise, and then as you finished one 30-40 second round, you switched to the other exercise and did each of those groups 4 times, so 8 in total for each duo, I would say. So the first one was a bike ERG. You had to try to get high intensity, I don't know, 69, 70 RPM for me, and then explosive jacks. So explosive jacks I've never done, to be honest, but you essentially go into a crouch, have your arms semi or arms like going across your legs like that as you're down in a crouch, and then you just explode out and up, and like fling your legs to the side, fling your body up, and your arms up and out for a jack, and that would be 1 as you come back down into that crouch. Those things, yeah, like you're exploding with all the muscles in your body, and especially after you just do the high intensity bike sesh, it's yeah, it hurt. Next one was a bear crawl. So again, each of these groups, you do basically 8 sets. So alternate between them. You do 4 sets of each exercise. So yeah, 20-second break between them. Feels like you barely have a chance to get a drink of water by the time you're back into another exercise. Group 2. So you did a bear crawl, and then after you did a bear crawl up to these cones that were set out, you then did a jog or a run back. Alternating on top of the bear crawl were skater jumps. So what do you call them? Mr. Falcon here. It's going to be hard to demo with him, actually. Much easier to demo in person. But think of ice skaters, how they're kind of thrusting and pushing on either leg. So this mate here, consider he's like this. Essentially, you go bam, you jump off to one side, come to this side. You can bend your leg behind if you want like a skater, and then thrust out and jump over to the other side, leg behind, and you keep doing that, maintaining balance, jumping, landing on one leg, the other leg behind, and without stopping. You can bring both legs down, I guess. Without stopping, you thrust and jump back off, and then you travel over to the other side again. High intensity, hurt a lot, swapping back and forth with the bear crawl. It was a terrible set, but got through it. Number 3, battle ropes, and then that alternated with a standing spin bike. So basically, you jump on the spin bike, you pump it out high intensity for that 30-40 seconds, and then you alternate to battle ropes. And the battle ropes were that 30-40 second period, whatever it was. You just bashing out the battle ropes, and that fatigues you. The battle ropes were the thing that started me sweating just waterfalls off my face. But yeah, good set as well. Next one was a sled pull, alternating with a push-up climbers. So the sled pull, medium to heavy weight. You're supposed to do a high intensity quick pull and then push it back quickly as well. So I have explained in the past where some slightly lower, so medium weight sled pulls, you can actually thrust off with your legs like with that skater jumps actually, and you just bash out and kind of do a semi-jumping sprint with this sled in front of you. Alternate on the top of that was a push-up climbers. So going to a standard push-up, we were holding those tri-cornered weights. So you were holding them on the ground, and then you did a push-up, and then when you came up, you did mountain climbers. High intensity. Oh, what was it? Push-up 2 climbers. Right. Okay. I didn't know how many climbers I was supposed to do between push-ups, so I may have done a few more. Whatever. Number 5, Russian ball slam, alternating with a shuttle run. So the shuttle run was what I said. It was a short one. It wasn't too bad, but I was able to actually do it for once without my feet just giving out midway. So it's a good sign. Good sign for me. The Russian ball slam, however, it sucks, sort of. So these weighted medicine balls, 12 to 15 kilos, you're in a sit-up position. You can, if you want higher intensity, lift your feet off the ground for that as well, so it's pure abs holding you in. You reach the side, you pick up this weighted ball, 12 or 15 kilos, hold it high over the other side and slam it down. And you just did that for the entire period. Oh, yeah, I'm still feeling it. It is pain. My body's going to take all weekend to recover from this. That was an interesting set. Wasn't too bad because the shuttle run, I'm feeling like I'm surprisingly fit now, to be honest. And I haven't felt that in a long time. But being able to actually run and keep up with fitter people, it feels good. It feels good. Number 6, kettlebell high pulls and a step-up knee drive. So these were kettlebells. You basically put them on the ground as you kind of squat down like a single arm deadlift and then pull up to here and then drop down, and you do the high intensity on each thing. Almost like doing a lawnmower. Pulling up, but you're doing a weighted kettlebell in your arm. That alternated with the step-up knee drive or thrust, so stepping up on a weights bench. As you step up, you thrust the knee up in the air that's not standing on the bench and then back down. Again, high intensity. Step, drive, down. Step, drive, down. Number 7, lateral high knees. Oh, yes, this one. So think of if you're doing knee highs when you're doing for like a high intensity run sort of thing. You don't travel much, but you're raising your knees high and it's exhausting. We did that, alternating with knee highs and then burpees, I think. Yeah. Interesting. So you did knee highs, and then after you did like 8 knee highs, you went into a burpee, back up, knee highs until the time ran out. It sucked. That alternated with a squat hold foot taps. So you squat, you hold yourself, and you hold it kind of one leg, the other leg you put out and you tap to the side. So you extend it straight out to the side, bring it back in, alternate legs. Combo was terrible, but I got through it okay. Next one was thrusters with farmers carries. So thrusters are just weights at this point. You go into a squat, back up, thrust above your head, down, squat. Very tiring, and I can never know which weight I'm supposed to go with for that, especially because it's supposed to be high intensity. That alternated with farmer carries, so one heavy weight on either side, and we just did laps of that for that period, and then back and forth. Last one was a rower. So basically as many calories as possible and then try to match it. Okay, so as an explanation, you jump on the rower, you smash out high intensity as much as you can on that first round, and whatever calories you burnt in that 30-40 seconds, you try to match that for each of the rounds following. And because there was no grouped exercise for this one, it was just 8 rounds of 30 to 40 second high intensity rowing. So for me, I did about 9 calories on that first one. I was pumping out some high RPM that I didn't think I was capable of. And then I tried to match it for consecutive ones and just died during it. But yeah, it was good. As a session, really freaking fantastic. By the time you finished it, you felt like you achieved something. During it, I wanted to just lay down sometimes, but managed to keep myself on my feet and keep going forward. And really, that's all you have to do. You set your own pace and your own intensity. You try to keep it high, but it's all a personal journey. Anyway, that was it. Good session, good week. And I hope that everyone else will take some inspiration from this and get out there and do something. So again, I'm making it a habit now, 4 days a week as of the new year, consistently getting out there, and I'm going to improve myself. I've got a target, Spartan races next year. I'm going to make myself fit. I'm going to smash out those races. I'm not going to go crazy like those people that do the ultra. So they do the 5 kilometer, the 10 kilometer, and the 20 kilometer. Stuff them. They can do that. But, you know, if I can get in and do the 10 or 20 kilometer and finish it respectably, then yeah, bloody fantastic. So watch me. This is my journey. Get out there yourself, lift some heavy things, and do some self-improvement. Chill.
Waking up early, gotta lace those shoes tight. Every step's a battle, but I'm ready for the fight. Face in the mirror, seeing shadows of the past. But today I'm stronger, I'm rising up at last. With every heartbeat, I feel the fire ignite. Chasing my dreams, I'm reaching for new heights. My family's here and I can see the pressure.